Hey, good morning, everybody. And we've got to Wednesday, so our second broadcast. And this is all about change. And I thought, actually, we need to chuck a bit of hope in here, don't we? So especially at the beginning and in January, it can feel quite sluggish. So I thought, actually, let's bring something to you. And over the weekend, I was out gardening and we were chopping trees and doing bits and pieces. And then in the most obscure places were shoots and bulbs coming up all over the place. So I thought, I need to use this somehow to give people a little bit of hope that change is coming. And I know that an awful lot of people do actually really struggle with the dark mornings and for winter. And there's a real lull for them. And I can remember doing night shifts and getting up in the dark and coming home in the dark and going to bed in the dark and getting up in the dark, and it just felt like a night shift and the winter just went on for a year, just all in itself, and it can really have quite a detrimental effect on you, and it can actually sort of reset your mindset to a real almost negative pattern, which actually really does do something to your brain chemicals and to your physical well-being, not just your diet and things like that, but your actual energy levels just deplete all over the place. So I thought, actually, let's bring this to you and imagine if you've ever spoken to somebody who's had a mind shift or has some sort of a mood disorder. And I don't want to always talking about depression, because I think we use depression too much, but excuse me, those real flat, low moods where it feels really difficult to just lift your head off the pillow sometimes, let alone to smile. And if you actually speak to them, you can hear it in their language. You can hear it. Their language is really quite dark. It's slow. It's really deep. It's really deep. And it's quite cold. It's quite cold in how the words are formed and the choice of words. The emotion is really quite a dark emotion. So, when you think then and take it to the next level, so you've got a lot of feeling in there and you've got a lot of vision in there, it's the photography side of things. If you think where we get our language from, we talk about negativity. Think about photography, and what is a negative when you think about photography? It's an image in reverse. Well, if that's how we're living our lives, through a negative image, we're never going to get those moods up. We're never going to get that inspiration, let alone a feeling motivated to go out there and actually do a job or have your relationships or go socializing. You are just going to come home, and believe you me, I love coming home, crawling into my PJs, but that will be a safety net. It'll be an absolute must. It won't be a pleasure and a joy. It'll be an absolute rescue for you. So I'm bringing this to you to think about how, and I speak about this a lot during these times of years, because if you think about those bulbs and those seeds that maybe you planted last year, maybe you planted the year before, maybe even further away than that, maybe it's the last person that lived in your house will have planted bulbs and seeds with a vision of the future, a vision of the beauty to come. And I want to talk to you about that, because it's when we plant these seeds, when we plant these bulbs, we put them under pressure, we put them under stress, we give them an environment that is less than what we would say is conducive to being nurtured, and we put them under these conditions for quite some time, and then these wonderful things happen, and they blossom later on. So they're doing all of this work underneath the ground, and they don't give up. They push their way through all of this, and we know full well that even though those beautiful little shoots, and they were tiny at the weekend, but those beautiful little shoots will have a whole ton of snow probably dumped on them any time around February, late February, March. They'll definitely have some frosts at some time. So life will continue to throw difficult experiences for them to fight their way through. The majority of them will do that, and they will blossom. So the rest of the world can just stand back and just admire the show that they bring to us come early spring. Even through snow they blossom, don't they? And this is us. This is absolutely us. So think about it, ladies. Your spring is on the horizon. We just need to push through this last little bit, but it's absolutely there for the taking, and it's all around us as proof and evidence that it's there. You've done it before, you'll do it again, summer will come. But when it comes down to work and things, have that belief. You had a vision to plant those bulbs, to plant those seeds. You did it last year. Let this year be the time that they come to fruition. I hope that's useful. As always, hashtag me replay if you're joining me later, and do share my videos. I'm always very appreciative of that, and let me know what you think. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.